I'm Olivia and I'm one of the educators here at Ripley's Aquarium. Today we will be reading Little Gray's Great Migration by Marta, Lindsey, and illustrated by Andrea, Gabriel. Little Gray popped his head above the water to look for his favorite thing. There it was, a boat full of people was on its way into the lagoon. Little Gray always greeted the people the same way. First, he went right up to the boat for a head rub. Next, he blasted bubbles out of his blowhole. Blur, 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 blur. Then he hit the water with his fluke. Slop, slop, slop. Finally, Little Gray jumped as high as he could and smack! The people clapped and shouted. Snap, snap, snap went their cameras. One morning, Mama Gray wouldn't let Little Gray greet the people. It's time for us to swim to the special sea that's filled with food, said Mama. Why? Asked Little Gray. There's plenty for me to eat here. After all, he ate as much of Mama's milk as he wanted. The special sea is where you'll learn to eat like a grown-up whale, said Mama. It's also where we'll make our blubber extra thick before winter, when there's hardly any food. Little Gray hurried to follow Mama out of the lagoon, but he looked back at the boats the whole time. The ocean was cold and deep. It was so dark Little Gray could barely see. Sometimes they stopped for Little Gray to drink milk. Sometimes they stopped to rest. But mostly they swam. They swam all day and all night. It was hard work and nothing like the lagoon. Little Gray missed the people so much. The more he thought about this, the sadder he became, and the slower he swam. Up ahead, land stuck out into the water right in their path. What should we do? Asked Little Gray. He hoped they would have to go back to the lagoon. We'll have to swim around it, said Mama. Little Gray sighed. But as they swam closer to the land, Little Gray saw something above the waves. People! Little Gray was so excited he jumped as high as he could. Smack! A crowd gathered. Snap, snap, snap went their cameras. Little Gray jumped again and again. He hadn't known there would be people along the way to the special sea. As they continued on, people watched Little Gray from the lighthouses and docks, beaches and boats. The more people he saw, the happier he became, and the faster he swam. But then, everything changed. Days went by without seeing any people, and then weeks. Little Gray got sadder and sadder and swam slower and slower until he stopped. But Mama didn't notice. Soon, Little Gray couldn't see her in the dark waters. Mama, squeaked Little Gray. He didn't know which way to go. The water was very quiet. Where was she? Then Little Gray heard something. Knock, knock, knock. Little Gray swam towards the knocking sounds. There was Mama. As he got closer to her, Little Gray noticed something strange. Mama's sides were sinking in. Mama, you look different, said Little Gray. My blubber is getting very thin, said Mama. Little Gray thought about this. Back in the lagoon, there hadn't been any grown-up whale food for Mama. On their journey, Mama had only eaten a few mouthfuls of krill and amphipods here and there. Little Gray had been drinking milk this whole time, but Mama had barely eaten in months. From that moment on, Little Gray didn't think about missing the people. He only thought about Mama getting to the special sea. The more he thought about this, the faster he swam. They swam faster and faster, and they were getting closer and closer when, "Oh no," said Little Gray. Up ahead, a huge piece of land stuck out into the water, blocking their way. Little Gray knew Mama was too weak to make it all the way around the land. "There's a secret passage," said Mama. "It's a shortcut to the special sea. But I'm so hungry, I'm having trouble remembering where it is." "I'll find it," said Little Gray. Little Gray swam back and forth along the land. It all looked the same. What if he couldn't find the passage? Then Little Gray heard something. It was the knocking and propping sounds of hundreds of other gray whales. Little Gray followed the sounds a little farther. There it was. He'd found the passage. As they entered the passage, everything changed. The water got greener, the knocking got louder, the passage got wider, then it opened up to a vast sea. Right away, Mama dove down to the bottom. Little Gray followed. Mama sucked up a big mouthful of mud. Mama used her tongue to push the mud out through her baleen. Swoosh! When Mama opened her mouth, Little Gray could hardly believe what was inside. Mama swallowed it all with one big gulp. Little Gray decided to try. He sucked up a mouthful of mud. Swoosh! Gulp! It was pretty different from milk, but yum! Little Gray popped his head above the water to look around. A sea lion clapped her flippers together. Whap! A gull flying above Little Gray squawked. Caw! A beluga whale sent a big bubble toward Little Gray. Bloop! Why, this might be more fun than the lagoon. Little Gray blasted bubbles out of his blowhole. Burble, burble, burble. Then he hit the water with his flukes. Slap, slap, slap. Finally, Little Gray jumped as high as he could. Smack. The end. And if you liked this book, we have a craft as well. For instructions on how to make this craft, you can visit our website at Ripley's Aquariums. See you next time.